Okay, I can go by where my mother-in-law lives.
All right, being 6:31, we'll call the common council meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call has been taken.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Adoption of the agenda.
So moved, Your Honor.
Motion made by Mr. Barrington,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Fache. Any additions or corrections to those? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried by all. Approval of October 21st, 2025 Common Council meeting minutes. For a motion?
I'll second it. I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Mr. Bisa,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Dorsey. Any additions or corrections to those? Hearing none, please, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried as well. All right, Mr. Dorsey, authorization to pay the bills.
Mr. Honor, I make a motion for the authorization to pay the bills in the amount of $1,393,492.91.
That motion's been made.
Second.
Who second?
I will.
Mr. Ritchie, second. Any additions or corrections to the bills? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion carried 9-0. All right, being 6:33, we'll call the public hearing on the 2026 budget as open. Public comment? Public comment? Last call for public comment. Hearing none, we will close the 2026 budget. Move on to the public hearing on 2026 sewage fund budget. Any public comment? Public comment? Final call for public comment. Hearing none, we will close the 2026 sewage fund budget at 6:34. Moving right along to public comment. Public comment? Hearing no public comment, we can keep rolling along for standing and special committees. All right, we start out with the Budget Committee of the Whole. Mr. Hess.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to make a motion for approval of the debt levy service in amount of $1,106,000, $288.
Motion made by Mr. Hess.
Second.
Second by Mr. Dorsey. Any discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion's carried 9-0.
I'd like to make a motion to consider approval of the general fund tax levy of $3,089,640 and the debt service levy in amount of $1,106,288 for a total of $4,195,928.
Motion made by Mr. Hess.
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Ritchie. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion is confirmed at 9-0.
Finally, I'd like to make a motion to consider approval of the wheel tax fund budget as presented.
Motion
Second.
made by Mr. Hess.
Second.
Second by Mr. Barrington. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion's carried 8 yes, 1 no.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Hess. You can continue on with the Board of Public Works and Sewers Utility Commission.
All right, thank you. The Board of Public Works meeting, Public Works and Sewer Utility Commission met Monday, November 3rd, 2025. Meeting was called to order at 5:15. Motion to approve the agenda was made and seconded. Motion carried by all. There was no public input. There's a motion made and seconded for the approval of October 6th meeting minutes. Motion carried by all. Wastewater treatment plan update, wastewater notes enclosed in the packet. Consider approval of 2026 wastewater treatment plant budget. Finance Director Radke provided a detailed breakdown of the estimated 2026 wastewater treatment plant budget. It showed how the rate increase, if approved, will be used for upgrading engineering. Motion made and seconded, approved to council. The 2026 wastewater treatment plant budget was carried by all. Consider approval from Johnson Block to complete a sewer rate study. Finance Director Radke discussed the rate study proposal from Johnson Block. The rate study will show the unison with the facility upgrade planning. It will assure that the rates truly represent future spending for the wastewater facility. The estimated cost will be $8,000 to $10,000 and is scheduled for the summer of 2026. That motion was made and seconded to recommend to council the proposal from Johnson Block to complete sewer rate study. Motion was carried 9-0. Approve and recommend to council stop sign ordinance. Director Garski proposed a stop sign ordinance to address uncontrolled intersections around new subdivision and expanding businesses in the northeast New London Business Center. Most intersection are cross streets on Orville Drive. Motion was made and seconded to approve the stop sign ordinance. We'll bring that up later. Carried by all. Consider approval for lighting plan on Giselle Drive and Barrett Circle. Director Garski addressed at the committee about proposed placement of lighting for the developing subdivision on Giselle Drive and Barrett Circle. Alderman Ritchie also brought up another potential location for additional lighting by Maple Creek Lane and Orville Drive. Director Garski noted he would be able to discuss this with the utilities. That motion was made and seconded to recommend to council the lighting plan for Giselle Drive and Barrett Circle with addition lighting at Maple Creek and Orville Drive. Motion carried by all. Director's report. Director's report is included in the packet agenda and reviewed by the board. Anniversaries. Glenn Besaw, 38 years, street operator. Ed Berto, 5 years, street operator. Next was the Oshkosh Street Project. Walked through with contractors last Friday, October 31st. Punch list created for items to be completed this year. November 21st, fully open to public. Next year, the final 4 inches of soil behind the curb with seeding and the final lift of asphalt. LREP grant was submitted for East Beacon Street, east of the tracks. Since this location is in Outagamie County, trying to see if it can be transferred from Wapaka County. Only option given when electronically filed. Several aldermen brought up concerns about people parking in unmarked parking stalls that were creating unsafe intersections. The STP urban grant for the section of Pearl Street from the bridge to Beacon Street applied for and if awarded will be in the 2030 project cycle. Future agenda items, the wastewater treatment plan upgrade updates, the GFL contract. Time and date of the next Board of Public Works meeting will be Monday, December 1st at 5:15. Being no further motion, no discussion, we adjourned at 5:56. I'd like to make a motion, consider approval of the ordinance to change sewer user rate, charge rates, second reading.
Motion made by Mr. Hess,
Second.
second by Mr. Besaw. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion's carried 9-0.
Next, I'd like to consider a motion or approval of the 2026 sewerage fund budget as presented.
Motion made by Mr. Hess,
Second.
second by Ms. Migowski. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion's carried 9-0 as well.
Next, I'd like to consider approval of the Johnson Block and Company sewer rate study agreement.
Motion
Second.
made by Mr. Hess, second by Mr. Barrington. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion's carried 9-0.
To make a motion considering the rules to adopt an ordinance upon one reading.
Motion made by Mr. Hess,
Second.
second by Mr. Dorsey. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion's carried with 9 yes.
To make a motion considering approval of the ordinance adding stop signs.
Motion made by Mr. Hess, second by Mr. Ritchie. Any further discussion on those? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. Mr. Ritchie and Ms. Croy. That motion's carried, 9 yes.
To make a motion consider approval of the lighting plan for Giselle Drive and Barrett Circle and at the intersection of Orville Drive and Maple Creek Lane.
Motion made by Mr. Hess,
Second.
second by Mr. Ritchie. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion carried 9-0.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Hess. Finance and Personnel, Mr. Dorsey, you're up.
Yes, Your Honor, Finance and Personnel met Wednesday, November 5th. Meeting was called to order at 5:15. We approved the meeting minutes from October 8th. There was no public comment. The 2026 reassessment reevaluation contract was brought back for updates. The original contract was approved for the 2025 calendar year. The amendment updated the completion and scope of the work for the 2026 calendar year and confirmed the contract price. Motion was made, seconded to recommend that to council. Motion was made, seconded to recommend to council approval of the 2026 budget ordinance. Financial reports are reviewed. Financial director's report was discussed. Next meeting will be December 3rd at 5:15. Look for a motion, or I make a motion to consider the approval of the monthly license list as recommended for approval by the police department.
Motion made by Mr. Dorsey,
Second.
second by Mr. Fache. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion's carried by all.
Make a motion to consider waiving the rules to adopt an ordinance upon one reading.
Motion made by Mr. Dorsey,
Second.
second by Mr. Fache. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion carried 9-0.
Make a motion to consider the approval of the city's 2026 budget ordinance.
Motion made by Mr. Dorsey,
Second.
second by Mr. Barrington. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion carried 9-0.
Motion to consider the approval of the contract amendment to the interim market update revaluation agreement with Survey Group.
Motion made by Mr. Dorsey,
Second.
second by Mr. Hess. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion's carried 9-0 as well.
And that's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dorsey. Park and Recreation, Mr. Bisa.
Thank you, Your Honor. Park and Rec Committee met, excuse me, on Tuesday, November 4th. The meeting was called to order at 5:15. Motion to approve the agenda was made and seconded. Motion carried by all, 10-0. Excuse me. Motion was made to approve the November 7th, 2025 meeting minutes. That motion was also carried 10-0. Public input, Diane Montgomery from 602 West Pine Street approached the committee asking to consider some trail markers or identification due to an incident that occurred in Hatton Park for safety and ability for emergency services to respond in a timely manner. That would be considered. Potential capital projects presentation. Director Saul's absent. Chad Hurth, City Administrator, introduced top priorities list to have in the 2026 budget for capital equipment and projects. Capital equipment replaces include a ball diamond groomer that has over 1,300 hours on it and the 2024 plow truck. Both items will be replaced with new equipment with enhancements that will be beneficial for what it is used for. Projects include the Washington Center cabinets, left and a slide platform, steps at the Aquatic and Fitness Center, playground renovation along with the shelter updates in the parks, finishing the river trail renovation, and then addressing the tennis courts throughout the city that are in disrepair. The majority of this will be requested if only we receive additional funding through grants and/or partnerships. Discussion took place after the presentation, noting that interest in parks having a public splash pad along with a pickleball court being available. No motion was made or no vote. Presentation of the 2026 through 2030 City of New London Comprehensive Outdoor Recreational Plan Corps. Carmen Ebert from ECWRC gave a brief overview of the draft that was provided, going through the needs assessment, goals and opportunities, strategies and action plan, and then the documentation and adoption. It was encouraged to review the corp and have any recommendations given in the next 3 weeks so amendments can be added before being adopted at the next meeting. No motion and no vote taken. Presentation of the East Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission Sparks Workshop. Chad Hurst, City Administrator, reviewed the report from the workshop reviewing programs ideal for the City of New London Downtown District. The area of improvement is off of Pearl Street between State Farm and Longevity. Wolf River Pub building and the surrounding open space allowed it to connect to the riverfront. One item is to allow for vehicle traffic when pedestrians' use would be at its lowest, early mornings, allowing for deliveries. There may be some additional green space, landscaping, and design and would let itself into a multi-use, allowable for small events and gatherings, farmers markets, etc. It also would tie in Anchor Park with some areas being created for casual gatherings and creative lighting for effect. There will be a coordination with the economic development moving forward with this possible project. No motion and no vote was taken. Director's report was included in the agenda packet and reviewed by the committee. Additional comments noted as follows. Pillars at the entrance to the downtown city parking lot are almost done. Memorial Bathway update projects looking at a possible addition is what is already present. Most planters were moved into storage for the season. The ones in between St. John Street and Wisconsin Street will stay out and be decorated for the holidays through January. Interviewing for student members for the Parks and Rec Committee. Chairman's report, there was none. Future addenda items, trail system marking for emergency services, Corp's presentation, and the Spark update. Next Park and Recreation meeting will be on Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025 at 5:15. Economic Committee Development will be following. Being nothing else, the meeting was adjourned at 6:07. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Beesaw. Up next is Planning Commission, Mr. Ritchie.
Planning Commission met October 30th. Meeting started at 5:15. Motion was made and seconded to adopt the agenda. September 25th, 2025 minutes. Meeting minutes were reviewed. Motion was made and seconded and carried by all. There was no public comment. First action item was a discussion of possible action on the final plat for the Irish Hill subdivision. There was no substantive changes for the preliminary plot that was approved at an earlier meeting. The zoning administrator recommended approving as all steps of the process were completed up to the point per ordinance. The motion was made by Steingraber to approve the final plot and to create a resolution recommending approval for the council's deliberation. It was seconded and carried by all. The meeting was handed over to Ben Rue. Ben is the lead person representing Van Wall and Associates. Ben, led the discussion on the zoning code rewrite, and went over the entire process for the zoning code rewrite, including the executive summary. Coming agenda items, Chad has been in contact with the developer looking at a commercial property on the north side of town. No other upcoming agenda items at this time, other than to continue process for the zoning code. Motion was made and seconded to adjourn the meeting. Meeting was adjourned at 6:11. Okay, I'm looking for a motion to consider approval of a resolution approving final plat for Irish Meadow subdivision subject to approval of developers agreement.
Motion made by Mr. Ritchie,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Magowski. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your ballots. That motion's carried 9-0.
And that's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Ritchie. Economic Development Committee, Ms. Troy.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Economic Development Committee met Tuesday, October 28th. The meeting was called to order at 5:15, and there were 13 voting members present. The agenda was approved and as presented, motion carried by all. The September 23rd meeting minutes were reviewed and approved, motion carried by all. Lynette Gitter, a resident and the clerk for the town of Maple Creek, expressed comments and concerns about an offer to purchase city property received from the solar electric generation company Avangrid for the maintenance of a facility and substation. A strategic planning and revitalization for communities report from a one-day workshop hosted by the East Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission was reviewed. The workshop focused on conceptual ideas and opportunities for the downtown district, emphasizing transportation patterns for vehicles and pedestrians, public placemaking opportunities, and strategies to create a cohesion among the parks and public spaces in the district. All items included in the report were conceptual, and further architectural planning would be required to develop any master plans. City Administrator Hurth informed the committee of the Wapaka County Economic Development Corporation's small business grant that was awarded to the first New London-based business, Maverick Dog Investments LLC, owner of the properties at 103, 107, and 111 West North Water Street. A $50,000 grant was awarded for exterior improvements to the buildings. The city partnered with the corporation by contributing additional grant funds to New London-based businesses. It was recommended awarding an additional $25,000 for exterior improvements for the building, and stated that Administrator Hurth would work with the city attorney to create an agreement providing grant terms and expectations. This was moved to council to consider an additional $25,000 grant award for Maverick Dog Investments to be used for exterior improvements. Ideas were discussed for the next city billboard advertisement for 2026. Committee members provided feedback on the design, and we will continue to work on that with Lamar to finalize it. Chamber Director's Business Report. Ellis Visual Arts LLC will be opening at 305 Pearl Street on November 29th. Goodwater's Music Studio has closed at 102 East Cook Street. The former Beacon Street Deli space is available for commercial lease. The Grand Cinema Theater has been sold, with the closing scheduled for November. It is unknown at this time what the new business will be. A new tanning salon, Golo 24, is opening at 1819 North Shawano Street. Kapitsky reviewed the information on the Chamber's first annual Downtown Pumpkin Palooza event, which drew more than 2,000 attendees. City Administrator's Report. The staff will continue to work on the proposed Irish Meadow subdivision plan for the east side of the city. The planning commission will then review the final plat and at its next meeting. Future agenda items reviewed. The committee discussed the possibility of holding the next meeting as a joint session with the Parks and Recs Committee on December 2nd at 5:15. Actually, it would be following the Park and Rec Committee to discuss the potential downtown placemaking project. Dorsey Kapitsky moved to go into closed session at 6:16. Those invited to closed session included the Economic Development Committee, Common Council, Mayor Herder, and Administrator Hirth. That motion carried by all. At 7:26, a motion was made to go back into open session. That was carried by all. No statements were given or actions taken at this time. The meeting was adjourned at 7:27 p.m., and that motion carried by all as well. And that is all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Gray. All right, meeting minutes and reports will just stand as read in your packets. Moving along to reports of officers and recent events and announcements to the public. Start off with the mayor's report. I would just like to wish all the gun deer hunters good luck, and please be safe and take your time. Also, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you get to enjoy your day. Next on the agenda is Clerk Ryerson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would just like to call attention in your packets, there's a type A notice for the spring April election. The office of mayor and 5 of our alderpersons are up for election. The information to run for office again is included in the packet. It's also available online or can be picked up at the clerk's office. People can begin their nomination papers, circulating nomination papers as of December 1st. And those are due back to the clerk's office on the first Tuesday in January, which is January 6th. If you are an incumbent and you are not interested in running for re-election, the deadline to let us know with the filing of the notification of non-candidacy is December 26th. If an incumbent fails to provide that, then the deadline is extended 2 days for that office. So it makes things a little bit easier if you aren't running again, that if you would file that notification of non-candidacy. And then besides the elections, I just wanted to let residents know that in tomorrow's mail, we're sending out the postcards to property owners regarding the implementation of the garbage collection program. Property owners of 1 to 2 family units should expect their tax bills to include April to December garbage services. So that's just a heads up that's going out in the mail to property owners. And that's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Clerk Ryerson. Up next on the agenda is City Administrator, Mr. Hirsch.
Thank you, Your Honor. Last night, the city held a zoning code public open house meeting to provide opportunity for questions and comments on the city's proposed zoning code. If you missed that meeting, we did record the short presentation and have placed it on our YouTube channel. We also have a page dedicated on the city's website that provides all the information on the proposed zoning code and all the meetings and the videos that we have had discussion on the proposed code. If anyone has any questions or still would like to provide comment, you can contact me in the office. You can call or email me. And we will be accepting those comments up to the December 18th Plan Commission meeting, where a public hearing will be held, and that'll be the first approval step of the process to take into into adopting the new code. I'm just going to piggyback on Clerk Ryderson's comments on the garbage collection. We also have information on our website, so if anybody has questions on that, they can go to the website www.newlondonwi.org/garbage, or you can put the word search garbage in the search feature, and that should bring you the information as well. And then lastly, I'd like to recognize our Parks and Recreation Director, Ginger Soul, for 23 years of service on October 28th, and our IT and mapping professional, Missy Kempen, for 34 years of service on November 3rd. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Hirsch. Up next, Chief of Police, Mr. Wilson, you have the floor.
Thank you, Your Honors. A couple things from the police department. Remember this, with the snow today, should be a reminder that winter parking enforcement has started. That is 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., November through March. And as the holiday season approaches and our online activity increases, again, just a reminder of scams that are out there. No legitimate business will ask you to send gift cards for payment, buy Bitcoin, use a Bitcoin ATM, send cash, or have somebody pick up cash from your house. And finally, I'd like to recognize Officer Ruckdash, who served the department for 35 years. That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Director of Public Works, Mr. Garsky.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's been a very long year for the residents along Oshkosh Street, but I'm happy to report that as of end of day Friday, they will be removing all barricades and that road will be open for use. Just remember, it's a little bumpy in the intersections because we did some ramping at the structures to get us through the winter until the surface layer goes on sometime in June. Also, the last scheduled week for leaf collection is this week. We will try to get around the city after this week, weather dependent, and it's not a guarantee, but we're gonna try to get one more round in. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Garsky. All right, Director of Park and Recreation, Ms. Soap.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is still time to sign up for the first ever Puzzle Mania on November 26th. The competition starts at 5 p.m. with a 300 puzzle race to the finish. There will be hors d'oeuvres and prizes for the winners. Teams of 4 are encouraged to sign up ahead of time with our office. The Men's Unofficiated Basketball League is looking for a few more teams to compete on Sunday evenings. All gentlemen ages 18 and up are encouraged to get a team together. It's a great way to get out of the house in the colder months. And then the Reindeer Boogie is right around the corner. In partnership with the New London Area Chamber of Commerce, we offer a time to warm up with hot cocoa and dancing at familiar grounds after the parade on December 5th. Yo DJ will be there with some festive tunes, and we will provide games and fun for the whole family. And then last but not least, the New London Aquatic and Fitness Center will be holding our annual Splash Giving Day swim on Friday, November 28th from 1:30 to 5 p.m. with the special swim price of $3. We will also be having free trial Aquasize, Arthritis Aquasize, and Aqua Zumba the first week of December, so you can try it before you buy it for the new session. So any of that information can be found on our website or by giving us a call at 982-8521. And that's all.
Thank you, Mrs. Soap.
Thank you.
All right, up next is Utility Manager, Mr. Bassett. I understand he's out of the office today, but does anybody have a report for him? All righty, hearing none, then the next thing that we have is the adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting, Your Honor.
Motion made by Mr. Ritchie,
Second.
second by Mr. Barrington. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.